Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Ecclesiastes succinctly describes the Vanitas movement that began in response to the prosperity in 17th century Holland. This art movement was a reminder to the prosperous public that things of this world, pleasures, money, beauty, power, are not everlasting properties. The concept of reflecting the transient nature of earthly life has its roots in the ancient Roman tradition known as memento mori, a Latin phrase meaning remember that you must die. Death is inevitable and the ultimate reality that unites all humans. The 17th century art witnessed memento mori still life paintings called Vanitas, especially in the European countries of the Netherlands and Belgium. Vanitas is a Latin word that means emptiness, futility, or worthlessness. Since time immemorial, artists have developed a universal language to explore the concepts of memento mori. Common elements include skulls, wilting flowers, hourglasses, and candles to imply the persistence of time. The Allegory of Vanities of the World by Flemish painter Peter Boyle portrayed a sarcophagus in the background inscribed with Vanity S, meaning sacrifice of vanity. Each object portrayed in the painting holds a symbolic meaning that contributes to the overall message. The fleeting aspects of worldly pleasures might bring momentary happiness, but it won't last forever. Armor, saber, bow, and arrows represent glory. Christian or Muslim crowns represent temporal power. Tiara and cross represent spiritual power. Copper, silver, gold, furs, and precious textiles represent wealth. Globe and books represent knowledge. To the right is a circlet of iron without beginning or end, which symbolizes eternity. Another painting called Allegory of Vanity by the Spanish Baroque painter Antonio de Prada offers a contrasting approach to the vanity of life. Although the woman is surrounded by worldly pleasures like travel, jewelry, and money, she is aware of the fleeting nature of these materialistic goods. The woman is not living for the now with such fleeting and temporary things. Rather, she is conscious of her eternal destiny in the afterlife. Magdalene with the Smoking Flame was painted by the French Baroque artist Georges de la Tour. It portrays Mary Magdalene caressing a skull on her lap, and the pensive look at the ideal candle flame alludes to the fragility of human life. Zoris, a Flemish Baroque artist, approached the Vanitas theme in an aesthetically beautiful manner. At first glance, a person would be instantly captured by the beautiful arrangement of fruits and flowers, but a closer look reveals a skull, hourglass, and burning candle placed in the middle of a piece, resting in the shadows of the colorful wreath of life. A description at the Walters Art Museum in Baltimore, Maryland, relates this work to the resurrection of Christ. In dying with Christ to this fleeting world, a man can also rise with him to new life. Hope is communicated through the message that life overcomes death and beauty transcends the passing of time. Saint Jerome writing by Caravaggio is not intentionally a Vanitas painting, but this depicts the repentance of Saint Jerome towards God. He devotes the rest of his life to God and commits himself to acts of penance that stand in stark contrast to the messages of other Vanitas paintings that proclaim pleasure. This art movement, with contrasting symbols of wealth, was portrayed in response to Dutch capitalism and mercantile wealth floating in the Golden Age, and the mysteries of faith spread predominantly by the Catholic Church. In fact, many contemporary artists have committed themselves to the Vanitas movement in the form of abstract art or graffiti. Oily aerodynamic skins created by a Korean artist draws attention to the pleasures of life. The artist juxtaposed an oversized skull with a collage of nude women, intimately uniting death with sensuality and the exploitation of the female body. The artist believes, although death is inescapable, but what about the death of basic human virtues like kindness and emancipation for women in the modern world? Artists take on one of two approaches within this genre of art. The first is a hopeful approach, comparing the fleeting and vain nature of earthly things to the eternal nature of glorious afterlife. The second approach does not point to the transcendent future, but rather speaks to the fleeting nature of existence itself. If you like what you see, hit the bell icon and subscribe to my channel Frame of Reference, where I upload weekly videos on art, culture and history. If you like my work, please donate to me on Patreon, and don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends.